Hello.
Ya, silakan.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aiman Izzuddin. Uh, I am from BNS student and my supervisor is Dr. Megat Nurrazmi Begat. So my title for the final year project 1 is about virtual private server file sharing service for small medium enterprise using Owncloud. So in this introduction, it will contain of project overview, project objective, problem statement, project scope, significant study, and project outcome. So for the project overview, so the first one is about file cloud storage and sharing. It is function to assist the user of small medium enterprise organization in managing the cloud file storage more efficiently and boost their productivity. So a cloud file storage where user can manage allocation style storage for each user and controlling file access permission to the other user and can be retrieved anywhere and anytime through the internet. So uh, the software and hardware that are required to the project is about on cloud and implement it on the real server, which is virtual private server. So the problem statement for the first one is about financial issue among SME to expanding their business into the cloud computing. So based on I'm conduct interview with Aisyah Kasim Academy, they have been state that financial issue will make them only use any provider that offer low cost solution. So for the second one is about insufficient size of cloud file storage is a problem among user of SME. According to the survey from one of the employee of entity data employee, he state that many their teammate of the same department using different storage, so it will make difficult to retrieve to allocate all the files in one place. So the third one is about all the files are uh, difficult to retrieve among SME users since files are in different place that can be retrieved when request only. So the project objective, the first one is about to implement a private cloud file storage that can be accessed through the internet. So with the uh, new technology, which is Owncloud and VPS, it will help and give an opportunity to the SME user to use and manage their own cloud storage that can be accessed to the internet. So it is no problem to access anywhere and anytime. So the second one is to manage and control allocation size of file storage based on demand for small medium enterprise user. So with this technology, there have been features that can be give the administrator to allocate the size of storage. So it will not so the unused storage. Apa ni? So unused storage will not wasted. So the third one is about to manage file access control permission when sharing files between other user. So in this objective, according to the Asia Council Academy, they will be use any provider that could be easy to them for sharing and access to the cloud storage. So the project scope limitation, it is focused primarily on the file sharing and storage service for SME by using Owncloud that being combination with the virtual private server. So it will integrate with the VPS to achieve the aim, which is the cloud storage can be accessed from anywhere and anytime through the internet. So this project is target that organization with less than 50 workers, so that to test capability of the on-cloud software, since it is community edition, which is known as free edition. So the significant study, this project is combination of the on-cloud and virtual private server that are more affordable to the SME. So on the same time, it encouraged to be used among SME consumer. So based on the comparison between Google Drive Business and this solution, it is show that uh, uh, the different between the price between the two solution, which is from the analysis show Google Drive for 12 employee around 480 ringgit. So for the VPS and on cloud for the 12 users, around 180 ringgit. So based on the Industry Revolution 4.0 on Malaysia, there was focus only more towards the manufacturing store. By doing this, solution can be added or into the campaign. So the project outcome on call makes it easy to manage over client storage and space low cost solution that provides service such as file sharing storage for user to use. So as a result, the data confidentiality of information is guaranteed. Before that, sir, slide nampak sir.
Ya, nampak clear.
Okay, clear eh? Okay. So for the literature review, in this chapter, it will talk about research on theory, concept, and technology, and the conclusion that be made from the conducted interview. So for the first one is small medium enterprise problem towards cloud computing. So the first one is about SME lack of trust and internal experience in cloud computing. As a result, uh, they have adopt new method, which is cloud computing by Mohammed Bataleb. So beside that, to there is three categories of the SME, which is micro, small, and medium. So the three of the categories was categories by into the number of employee and uh, uh, how much the revenue for the 1 month. So by these two key point, it is identify of small. So these two determinant must be reached a certain standard set by the respective country. So for the from the Muhammadi, it is been stated that cloud computing is ability to offer low cost or free software that can be accessed anywhere to the internet. So it will promise to the opportunity of SME that have financial constraint. So in this problem, it state that two of issue that arise, which is lack of experience, and the second one is limited resource and financial issue. So in this, there is a few concept that have in file sharing concept, which is first one is accessibility, synchronization, and third one is sharing files. All three concept must be become a highlight to overcome the problem. So the next one is about access control component. In this access control component, it has three component, which is identification, authentication, and authorization. So for the identification, each of the user have their account, so that they needs to provide an username to log on the to access the cloud file storage. So for the third one is about cloud computing. So in this cloud computing, they have two. They're split into two. Which the first one is about deployment model, and the second one is about service model. So based on the Nama Sudra, it will be state that new field in information technology that use concept of virtualization, service oriented service oriented architecture, and parallel computing. So with the cloud computing, it is most focused to the reliability, scalability, pay-per-use, and performance and security. So with this cloud computing is also help the SME to about the insufficient human resource and financial resource to size their opportunity of their IT application. So for the deployment of the model, in this project, it will be used public computing, which is allow all services that can be accessed to the anyone. So the uh, type of services will be used infrastructure as a service. The type class of service want to have control over their software environment, but not having to purchase and maintain any infrastructure equipment. So the user does not uh, thinking about to the up to date the server storage, networking, and visualization. So they have just to subscribe the plan to deploy their software to the network equipment. So for the third one is about VPS architecture and virtualization. So VPS are the based on virtualization technology, which allow multiple VM to operate on a single physical server. So based on Mohab Batalib article, it has stated that it is reduce large capital expenditure by maximizing the use of physical resources and eliminating over provisioning. So with VPS also for SME features like uh, up to date low cost software solution, virtual limit data storage. So all these features the SME not can apa can and streamline data management, but may be essential. So this is the VPS provider and comparison. They have been familiar into Amazon, Microsoft Azure, and DigitalOcean. So based on the three provider, it is different with the VM size, the CPU, and the disk storage, and also the price. So in this project, we'll be use DigitalOcean, and the droplet has been known as the VM. So for the chapter 3, about methodology. So the first one, I will talk about the how I manage and use the model for manage my project. So in this chapter also, I will show about hardware and software requirement, Gantt chart, and WBS. So I will use customized iterative waterfall model to manage my project. So it will start with the feasibility study, and next one, in this study, I will for the first step I will search about the title that I want to make it, and I'm start searching for the supervisor to be proposed, and then I will make the requirement analysis and specification. In this phase, the interview will be conducted, and I will research to the related article to gather all the information, and then all the information will be uh, note on the documentation. So the after I got all the requirement analysis, and then I will proceed to the project design, which is I'm starting analyze and start meeting brainstorming session to about what is software and hardware that I want to create. So after I'm design all the design, and I'm decide about software that I want to use. So it will proceed to the phase implementation. In this phase implementation, I will started to install the Owncloud and deploy the technology in the local host only. So all the uh, solution will be integrate on the virtual only, virtual box only. So on the that phase, I will be testing all the functionality. If the successfully testing and all the features achieve to the overcome the problem statement, so I will proceed to the project deployment. In this deployment, the on-cloud software will be deployed into the real server, that is VPS. And next, the last one is the maintenance. Maintenance, which means that the developer will get any feedback to the user, so they can be update and to hear about the problem that arise for the user feedback. So the software and the hardware that I be made is for the first one is Owncloud. Owncloud is often open source software that manage the allocation size file storage to the user, and also give the administrator access control permission to the file sharing and storage, which means the ownership of the file can be set to read only, or they can alter so that they can be shared to the other user. So the next one is about Apache services, MySQL, PHP language uh, will be used to deploy the on cloud. So the for the hardware, it is been state that droplet, which means virtual machine that offered by the digital ocean. So for the prototype only, it will be show only the several spec will be used for the prototype. So for the budget list that I spend on this project will be used only 6 USD, which means around 24 ringgit in Malaysia. So the solution that I use this on this solution is about OnCloud for file storage and file sharing management. So OnCloud is basically known as a file sharing that have ability of the access control to the file and control allocation size storage for the user. So in this diagram, it will show that all the uh, uh, employee or the user can be assigned into the group or department that have been ready in the company. So which with the assigned to the group, it will make the data confidentially, and reduce the issue for the data leak. Also, OnCloud will give the administrator to assign how many the size storage that can be used by the certain user. So from that, the user cannot waste their unused storage. So for the next one solution is about Droplet as a web server and data storage. Database service and web services should be running on the VPS. So it can be overcome the problem, which is they can be accessed to the web browser. So also Droplet also as a data storage for the Owncloud. Uh, so in this solution, there have been several services that running on the VPS. So with the after the user have been stored any data or any file, it will be stored on the block storage on the Droplet, which means a data storage for on cloud. So the next one is uh about server hardening. In this topic, security issue have been arise every day. So the developer should be note and checklist the several security to to make the project successfully running. So for the first one is about partitioning this. Basically, the OnCloud was running on the web web server root. So it will be impact because the data storage will also be input on the web directory. So with this uh, uh, to make it the it will be separated the several disks, so it will be separate the on cloud data into the single directory. So this next one is about firewall configuration. So in this VPS, firewall configuration should be configured successfully and configure uh, and configure to make sure that the VPS achieve the high target for the security level. In this firewall configuration, it will be allow the certain services that can be inbound and outbound of the network connection to access the server. So this is my WBS and Gantt chart. So uh basically okay, this is my phase that to make the project this solution. So I was in the project design and implementation phase. So basically, I am successfully implement this solution on the virtual box. So after this, I will be ready to deploy and subscribing the VPS plan to make it to achieve the target. The conclusion, the with the new solution of combination of VPS and on-cloud, it will give more beneficial to the consumer of SME. Based on the conducted interview from Asia Kasset Academy, they have stated that they will be use any provider or any solution that give them to benefit to them to boost their productivity and work productivity become more efficiently. The second one is to function this solution this technology is to provide a low cost solution and easy to use so that the user from the SME that have lack of the experience will be easy to use this technology. So this project will be lead to achieve the objective and overcome the problem that arise. So this is my reference that I got from the article to about the fact that I've been research. So that's all from the presentation, and we can proceed to the Q&A session.
Okay, basically awak punya problem statement tadi apa dia? Sebab SME memerlukan space, right?
Ya betul.
Okay, what's your conclusion?
Okay. So my conclusion is about with the this solution, uh, it will boleh saya campur dalam BMPM
Tak
sikit
apa,
ke?
bahasa Melayu je, tak apa. Terus bahasa
Boleh eh?
Melayu. Awak tak
Okay.
ada, dalam slide awak tak ada conclusion eh?
Ada tadi saya ada statekan
Sebab tu
conclusion.
kena keluarkan semula. Okay, slide untuk conclusion.
Okay.
Okay.
Okey, dengan adanya teknologi solution ni, Owncloud dengan VPS ni, jadi Owncloud ni dia boleh kontrol setiap user yang menggunakannya. Jadi sebagai contoh, setiap user ni mungkin ada yang memerlukan lebih size storage, ada yang kurang
Okay.
menggunakan storage. Jadi
Okay,
dengan
macam
ada
ni. My point very simple. Pertama, you kata ada masalah pasal storage, right?
Ya betul.
So, conclusion dia should solve dia punya problem lah tadi. Maksudnya,
Dengan
dia
adanya
awak punya problem statement, objektif dan conclusion tu kena tally.
okey.
Sebab awak kata dia ada problem. Awak kata dia ada problem in term of storage. Tak kira lah nak kata ada space ke whatsoever lah. Tapi ada problem dengan storage. And then, dekat conclusion awak sepatutnya ada mention pasal storage tu lah.
Okey. Ya.
Ni awak cerita pasal solution ni awak ni tak? Awak kena cerita yang okay, boleh je masukkan ni. Maksudnya okay ni diharapkan dengan settlenya FIP 2 nanti awak dapat solvekan masalah dia daripada segi storage. That's the conclusion lah. Sebab the problem adalah lack of storage. Solution adalah apakah yang awak punya plan awak nak buat dan apa yang awak harapkan dengan apa yang awak buat tadi lah.
Okey. So apa yang saya harap untuk FYP kedua ni, saya akan set up dalam Owncloud tu sendiri untuk allocate dengan nilai storage yang sepatutnya akan mengelakkan pembaziran daripada kekurangan storage
So,
yang berlaku tadi.
diharapkan dengan solution yang awak provide ni dapat solve the problem. Then listingkan lah apa benda semua. Then should be okay lah. Okay. Should be okay. Sorry, ada saya sekarang ni ter backlog ni, ada orang menunggu pula awak punya sekarang ni sebab awak punya sepatutnya
pukul 1:30
tadi kan.
Ya betul.
So awak dah start dekat pukul 2. Ni ada orang yang pukul 2 pula menunggu saya. So saya kena stop di sini. Anything nanti saya boleh add dalam tu lah, dalam message. But saya punya komen tadi tu je lah. Saya tengok literature review pun okay. Maksudnya agak recent punya juga, 2017-2018. Then should be okay lah. So saya ucapkan good luck pada awak untuk continue dengan awak punya ni.
Okay, thank you Doktor. So sebelum tu saya nak kasih Excel file